Maharaj, in our life, sometimes some injustice has happened in our life, and we somehow or other feel it that this injustice has been happened, and then we come into Krishna consciousness and try to see to it that although any person who has done injustice in our life, we try to forget it, but still we see to it that we are not envious on that person, but we are not having loving relationship with that person. That grudge is still there in our heart for that person, and because that grudge is there, we are not cordial, or we are not so much loving with that person. So when we, as you said, when you have problems, the only hope is to chant seriously and really serve the devotees. But when we are chanting, what Maya does it is, when we are chanting, the thought of that person comes exactly at that time, and fully our chanting gets disturbed. Although we want to overcome it out, yet we cannot overcome. Full chanting is disturbed. Naturally, for whole day is disturbed because our chanting is bad. Now we are struggling, but nothing works out. And this sometimes goes day after day after day. And sometimes we are going away from spiritual life very, very far away. We know the chanting is the only solution, but then there's nothing working out. And we are not able to take out that person from our heart because that grudge is there. We don't have envy, but that grudge is there. How to overcome this problem in our heart? Because that is become our spiritual life more disturbing.
Srila Prabhupada once said, you should not blame someone for being the instrument of your own karma. Tatenukampam susamikshamano bunjana evatmikritam vipakam. We may say it's an injustice. And on this plane of relativity, as far as we can perceive, yes, it is an injustice. But from a karmic perspective, perhaps it is justice. Perhaps you have caused other people pain in the past, and somehow or other this person is an instrument of your karma to bring it back to you. Or from another perspective, perhaps this is just the medicine you need to become more serious about your Krishna consciousness, to have to face this anartha. Krishna forgives us when we can forgive others. Let me ask you this. Haridas Thakur was beaten in 22 marketplaces with the intent to kill him. And he was begging and praying to Krishna, forgive them. Has anyone ever dealt with you like that? Prahlad, his father Hiranyakashipu. How many ways Hiranyakashipu tried to murder Prahlad? And every failed attempt, he was more determined to kill his son. Has anyone ever thrown you in fire? Fed you poison? Put you under the ocean and then place a mountain over on top of you? Thrown you on a pit of snakes? Have they done that to you? But Prahlad is begging the Lord to be merciful to Hiranyakashipu. This is the great souls. Narottam Das Thakur. There were people who were trying to kill him, who were undermining every possible way of undermining him, blaspheming him, ruining his mission. And he made them devotees. He didn't try to kill them. He tried to kill their demoniac mentality and make them into pure Vaishnavas. Ambarish Maharaj, Durvas Muni, from a hair on his head, created a fiery demon to kill him. Has anyone ever done that to you? But Ambarish Maharaj stood there with folded palms for practically a year, praying for the welfare of the person who tried to kill him. Why do you think these stories are continuously there in the Vaishnava literatures? Again and again. Practically every story is like that. Dhruva Maharaj, after he met Narada Muni, he was a great well-wisher of his stepmother, his father, his brother. It is because we're living in a world where people will inevitably mistreat us. We're living in a world where the more we try to do good, the more people will condemn us. Will try to cheat us. Will try to destroy us. Whoever we are. They did it to Bhakti Vinod Thakur, to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to Srila Prabhupada, to Prahlad Maharaj, to Ambarish Maharaj, to the Pandavas, to Lord Jesus. It's a worldwide universal principle. A devotee has no enemies, Bhagavad Gita said. But many people will consider the devotee their enemy. So when these situations come to us, just remember Nityananda Prabhu and Jagayan Madhai, Haridas Thakur, Ambarish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, and so many others. Just remember them. They're the standard. Srila Prabhupada writes that one's greatness has to be estimated by his or her ability to tolerate provoking situations. These are provoking situations that actually are facilitating me becoming great. If we just follow in the footsteps of the great souls. Mahajan, the great souls. So yes, there may be vengeance towards somebody who has done injustice to you. But never forget that person is a pure devotee of Krishna in essence. Just somehow or other covered by a horrible disease and making him or her act in such an abominable way. You could make the greatest spiritual progress if you just pray for Krishna to bless that person. And chant the holy names intensely, not only to overcome your vengeance, but chant the holy names with the intent, with the prayer that for Krishna to bless that person, to deliver that person. You'll go back to Godhead very quickly if you just do that. Much quicker than if you didn't have someone to forgive like that. You didn't have someone to pray for like that. So see it as a necessary opportunity that has come by the grace of God to deepen your own spiritual life. And if you see it that way, and pray to respond in that way, then Krishna will shower His mercy upon you. But if you just see it in a very ordinary, mundane way, this person did this to me, and why did you do this, and I hate this person, I can't stop, then you just miss the chance. It's happened to every great soul. Why? To teach us how we should respond. It is a blessing. Even in the Bible, it said, anybody could love their friends and hate their enemies. But a real devotee loves his or her enemies. Hare Krishna. Now, loving your enemies doesn't mean that you allow yourself to be plundered by them. You must protect yourself. You may even have to fight to protect the sanctity of your own spiritual life and that of others. But internally, there's love. You're praying for them. Was Ambarish not praying for Durvas Muni? Was Prahlad not praying for Hiranyakashipu? Was Haridas not praying for the executioners? That's our standard. So the more people hate us, the more the opportunity is for us to make amazing spiritual progress. By doing the needful, as far as protecting our own spiritual lives and others, but internally praying for them. And loving the essence within them. And seeing the opportunity that has come in our lives to come closer to Krishna in this situation. So if the scenario you're talking about is for real, you are very blessed. But if you're speaking on behalf of some other person, then that person is very blessed. And you are very blessed. And by hearing your question, everyone here is blessed. Thank you very much. Should we end? Any ladies have questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaji. Maharaji, why is there no Brahmacharini ashram here for us? We have it in the Western countries. Why is it not here for us?
You should ask His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami. For those who were not here last Sunday, she asked the same question to my senior god brother. So his answer, huh?
I didn't get my answers. That's why I'm asking you, Maharaji.
You got the answer. He is my senior god brother. Is there any other questions? This will be last question.
Haribol Maharaj.
Vivo.
Maharaj, you said that even if we see bad qualities in a person, we should try to tolerate them and pray to the Lord to rid them of those bad qualities. But we hear about the 6 loving exchanges which Rupa Goswami tells us to have with the devotees. Then what if a devotee is being tormented by a thought of some devotee not behaving properly, and if that devotee confides to another devotee, is that an aparadh? Or because that person has to talk to someone, and if he cannot do anything about it, at least talking to someone will make him feel better. Is it an aparadh to speak about it or to even hear about it?
If you're speaking to reveal your mind for the purpose of getting help yourself, then that is not an aparadh. That is a necessary aspect of associating with Vaishnavas, to seek help. However, if you're speaking to criticize the person, to get somebody to lose their respect for the person, then that could be Vaishnava aparadh. But if you're speaking from your perspective, to seek help for yourself, that is within the category of revealing your mind. Aparadh is really based on our motivation. When we're motivated by vengeance, by envy, and we're really trying to push someone else down, that is serious aparadh. But if we're seeking help ourselves in a situation where someone is misbehaving or mistreating us, and we're just telling a person what we're going through, without trying to necessarily shed bad light on that person, but with this, to seek light for ourselves, that is necessary. Does that answer your question? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Go Premanandi.